Hello, good morning everyone, and welcome to the start of the 2 weeks live trading session. I'll be doing this from wonderful Rwanda, but I'm hoping that I won't have internet issues and difficulty making the sessions, but I will certainly do my best. So as usual, during the 2 weeks live trading session, the main market we'll be focusing on will be the Euro US dollar. But once we've analyzed the Euro US dollar, if there are any other markets you want me to have a look at, you can let me know by clicking the hand button on your control panel or sending your comments, questions, or requests through the question box on your control panel. Over the 2 weeks, we'll be having lots of sessions, the morning, afternoon, evening session, and then obviously some extra sessions when economic news are released. So do try and make them, but like I say, if you can, do register for all the sessions, but if you can't make all of them, that's fine. They'll all be recorded, and you get a link to view the recording shortly after the sessions. Okay, so without much further ado, we'll kick off. So we'll be going through the trading plan, and that's the aim of the 2 weeks live trading session, is just to highlight the importance of the 3 M's. And that's what we aim to do, is apply the 3 M's in our trading on a daily basis in terms of being disciplined, sticking with the plan, not getting greedy, not deviating from the plan, and then we'll see how we go in terms of applying money management and sticking to our method. So that's the big aim of the 2 weeks live trading session. So it's just a question of highlighting the principles of how to be a successful trader. So we're not really focused on how much we make or lose. The main focus is making sure we trade well and apply this over the 2 weeks. Okay, so we'll start off with our trading plan, which the first thing is to check the economic calendar to see if there are any reports of high importance throughout today. And also today, especially, you also need to check if there's a public holiday in the UK or the USA. Of course, you can Google this by Googling the public holidays in UK, public holidays in USA, and get the holiday calendar for UK and USA. Those are the 2 main countries you're concerned about when you're trading currencies in terms of them being on holiday. Because America is the largest economy in the world and the UK is the financial capital of the world. So once the UK or the USA are closed for a national holiday, then the markets tend to trend sideways. All markets tend to trend sideways. Again, remember, in the markets, you don't use the words always or never. So what we're saying is that the markets tend, 7 out of 10 times, all markets tend to trend sideways when the UK market or the US market is closed for a public holiday. We're not saying always, or we're not saying never. Okay, so today is the President's Day in the USA. Today is the President's Day in the USA, so it's a public holiday today in the USA. It's a national holiday or a federal holiday in the USA. So all US financial markets are closed today. Other markets are open. It's just the US that is having the public holiday. So the UK market is open, the European market is open, the Asian market is open. All other markets are open. It's just the US financial markets that is closed today for the President's Day. But like I said earlier, because the US is closed and all the US financial markets are closed today, then it's going to affect all markets, and there's a high probability of all markets trending sideways today. So in view of that, we will not be trading today. We're just going to leave the markets alone, and we're not going to place any orders, we're not going to place any pending orders, we're just going to leave the markets alone because of the US public holiday. So there will be no trades today. Of course, in view of that, we will not be meeting at 12 noon. We will not be meeting this afternoon because there's nothing to do. We're not going to be trading. So the next session will be the evening session, just to review the day, see if the market actually trended sideways. We'll review the market at 8, in the evening session, and then look ahead to tomorrow. Okay, so there will be no trading today, but let's have a look at the calendar anyway. So today is Monday, the 19th of February. We can see the Bank of England Governor Carney is going to speak at an event in London. That's marked as high. Usually when the Bank of England or any governor of the central bank for the major economies, any governor of the major central banks, when they're speaking, it could be a minor event, it could be an inconsequential event, but because they're the governors of the central banks in their countries, it's usually classified as high. But you don't need to worry about that. He's not announcing anything, he's just speaking at an event. But it's because it's the governor of the Bank of England, that's why it's classified as high. But he's not going to say anything controversial. They know the weight of their words, they know the importance of their post, so they don't speak out of tune when they go for minor events. So anyway, so basically there are no reports of high importance today. Let's look ahead to the rest of the week. So let's look at tomorrow, Tuesday. You can see tomorrow at 11, we have the Eurozone economic sentiment tomorrow. Let's look at Wednesday. So Wednesday we have the big one. We have the big one on Wednesday. On Wednesday at 8 p.m. GMT plus 1. Again, this is all GMT plus 1 times. So always make sure you check your time zone and make sure you're using the correct time zone wherever you are, so you're not checking the reports at the wrong times. So this is all GMT plus 1 times. So on Wednesday this week we have the big one, the big report, the US FOMC minutes, meeting minutes. So the minutes of the meeting of the Federal Open Market Committee, that's what FOMC stands for, the US Federal Open Market Committee. They're the ones that decide the interest rates and the monetary policy for the USA. So this is the minutes of the meeting that they had, the last meeting that they had, where they decided the interest rates of the US, and the minutes will give the markets an indication of their thinking behind their rates decision, and that will give the markets a good idea what might be coming up in the future. So this is a report of enormous importance. So we're going to watch out for that on Wednesday. And in fact, like we said, today the markets are closed. So the US market is closed today. So we're not trading today. The US market is closed today because of President's Day in the USA. So there's a high probability of the markets trending sideways today because the US market is closed for the President's Day holiday. Now tomorrow, Tuesday, because you have this US FOMC meeting coming out the day after Wednesday, there's also a likelihood the market could also trend sideways on Tuesday. So we have to be careful trading tomorrow, but we assess the market together again tomorrow. And then of course on Wednesday, there's a high probability of the market trending sideways till 8 p.m. GMT plus 1. But we'll be assessing all this on a day-to-day basis. So let's go to Thursday. Thursday we have the UK GDP report. That's another report of huge importance. And then the ECB publishes account of their own policy meeting on Thursday. Obviously that will impact us trading the Euro-US dollar. And then Friday, the last day of the trading week, we have the Japan Consumer Price Index and the Canadian Consumer Price Index. So the major report this week is the US FOMC meeting report on Wednesday in the evening. So, like I said, as always, the standard thing of our plan is that we don't trade till the last report of high importance. So on Wednesday, we won't be trading till 8 p.m. We just have to wait for that report at 8 p.m. on Wednesday. Just because, like I said, there's an extremely high probability of the markets just trending sideways till 8 p.m. So there's no point trading at all till 8 p.m. on Wednesday. But again, like I said, we'll take each day as it comes. So let's just have a quick look at the charts. Like I said, we're not placing any trades today. We're not doing any trading today. We will not be meeting at 12 noon. Let's just have a look at the charts just to see what the trend looks like. But we're not placing any trades today because of the US public holiday. So let's just have a look. So we can see obviously on Friday there was a huge fall in the market on Friday. So the market fell on Friday. So Friday was a profitable day. So there was a huge fall in the market. Market fell, got to that low point there, and it hasn't formed another low since then. And then from there it's gone to that high point. So let's just draw our horizontal lines and mark the current sideways trend. So that's the most recent low point at that point where the market fell and got to that low point, and that's the recent high point there. So, and then we can now see that the market is trending sideways between these two white lines. That's the pivot point outside the sideways trend, S1 outside the sideways trend. But like I said, we're not trading today. We're just going to leave the markets alone today. We're not going to place any orders today in view of the US public holiday, President's Day today. So we'll not be meeting at 12 noon. The next session will be at 8 p.m. this evening to round up today and look ahead to tomorrow. Okay, so that's the plan. Any questions? If you have any questions, do click the hand button on your control panel or send your questions or comments through the question box.